Hey y'all, it's Anime Kim, and today I'm going to be reviewing episode of Maou-sama Retry. And what do I think about this anime? I thought it was fucking boring. You would think that in this day and age, when there are isekai animes being shoved down our throats each and every fucking season, you would think that the studio would be like, you know what? Since there's so many fucking isekai animes in the market, let us try our best to try to stand out from the crowd of isekai animes. You've had isekai animes over the years that are like visual marvels, like Re:Zero and Tate no Yusha, and then that slime isekai, you know, and stuff like that. You would think anime. Oh, and then there's another isekai anime coming out later this season too that actually looks visually good. And you would think that at least the isekai, all of them coming out would look fucking good, but no. This one looks like, oh god. It really looks like an isekai anime from the fucking 2000s with its visual fidelity and its quality. Hell, I don't even think I should even say that because our isekai animes from the fucking 90s look better than this shit. But before I fucking bash on the visuals, let me first bash on the story now. Essentially, the premise is our main character, and I don't even remember his fucking original name. I'm only really memorized his actual name that he has in the isekai role, which is Kunai. It's a man called Kunai. He gets transported there because these people summon a demon lord, and essentially he's in the world, and then he comes up to this girl called Aku, where she's going to be sacrificed by this demon creature and all that. And for the most part, the setup is interesting. The problem is the execution, because when he just throws knife blades at this fucking demon, it's like the shittiest looking visuals possible, because he just does this with his coat and the knives fly out. They could have literally made this seem more visually engaging if you see him actually pull out the knives and actually throw it like that, for more visual fidelity. And then the way the laser beams moved was hella lazy too. And the explosion looked hella lazy too. Honestly, I've actually just come from live reacting and watching the Neon Genesis Evangelion series from the 90s. That shit knew how to animate explosions from its first episode. Here, the explosions do not feel explosions. It looks like a faraway distance shot of a fart that exploded in a fucking candle. That's how terrible the animation looked. And how terrible this anime executed its script too, because who knows, maybe if the visuals would have been good, maybe that action sequence would have been engaging, but it was fucking boring. And then they spend a portion of the episode of the Aku chick bathing herself and all that. And then you see her, I guess, enjoying that she's able to have the luxury of being able to bathe for the first time, because people in her village treated her like fucking garbage. And then, here's the thing where the anime's pacing's really, really shit. Because they have her bathe, then they mention how shit her village is, then she wants to go see her village again to get her stuff, but then when they get to the village, Kunai fucking burns it, and then they leave not really taking anything from the village at all. He just fucking burns it, and I'm thinking, what was the point of going to the fucking village? Why can't the writing staff have just skip the village sequence and just have them go wherever the fuck their next location is? So, literally, this anime has sequences that waste their fucking time, that we really didn't get much insight into Aku or Kunai's personality. It was just there to dick around. And this is just the first episode. Because if the first episode is this bad and we're already seeing kinks in the writing, we're going to see more kinks in the writing when it gets to episodes 2, 3, 4, 5. Mark my fucking words. I've seen enough isekai animes fall apart when they have these type of negative signs in, say, their 5th or 6th episode. And this anime is already having these fucking terrible signs off the first episode. So already that's not a positive sign from a story standpoint. And I'd say really the only thing of relative interest is that he goes to like this idol statue thing where she says she grants wishes, but then she couldn't grant the main character's wish of wanting to go home. Which, in a way, I'd say maybe that's the only competently scripted scene in the episode, one of the few, because at the very least we find out our main character's motivation is to go back to his world, but he can't, so he has to find another way, and he gets this ring that's kind of evil looking and all that. But aside from that, that was like the only relatively intriguing sequence there. Oh, and the scene where he gives Aku the piggyback ride was kind of sweet and cute, because it kind of was adorable. But other than that, it was a bore. And then the characters themselves were kind of a bore too. I mean, I wish this episode, at the very least, would have like made the dialogue much more engaging, because in this episode when Aku's talking to Kunai and Aku calls Kunai the Demon Lord, they could have maybe made fun of the fact that she keeps on calling him Demon Lord, and he could have said, at the very least, if you don't stop calling me Demon Lord, and if he could have said, if you don't stop calling me that, he could have said, I ain't taking you with me. That's kind of like a joke gag. Kind of things like that to make the dialogue breathe, but he just lets her keep on calling him Demon Lord, even though in this situation, Kunai's got the advantage because she wants to travel with him. So stuff like that where the dialogue could be good, but it isn't turned good, kind of makes the episode a bore. So, doesn't get that right. And then, I'd say for Aku, I mean, I guess for Aku, you get some decent characterization. She's a girl with confidence issues. She has a low amount of self-esteem. So all that is kind of relatively interesting. It's just a shame that the script itself doesn't really pique my interest in the characters that much. And yeah, that's about it. I mean, there really isn't much to say about the fucking characters. As for the animation art, I think I've already fucking bashed on it enough. Oh, almost forgot to mention, there was literally running sequences. You have two characters with long fucking hair running, yet their hair isn't like moving. It should be fucking moving when they're running, but you can tell the animation is inconsistent because the animators, they actually move the clothing strap of Aku's clothing. It's actually moving, but not the hair herself. And they only bother animating the hair when they're running at near the end of the episode. So it's like the animators, they can't even be bothered to do that. Or maybe it's not completely animators' fault. Maybe it's the production company. Maybe it's the people in charge of the funding that fucked it up. But someone dropped the ball here. So that's also done badly too. The backgrounds. Oh god. Oh man, there's some of the most uninspired isekai backgrounds I've ever seen. And I've seen my fair share of fucking isekai fantasy animes. Y'all can just look at my channel. Honestly, this episode is a 4 out of 10. The only reason why I get to 4 out of 10 is because the voice performances were good. You can tell the actors tried. They tried to make this script good. But when you have good performances cannot save a bad script or bad visuals. It's a shame because I really did like the voice of Kunai. I thought he sounded badass. And Aku's voice is cute. Honestly, like that too. The soundtrack was decent. And the opening and ending themes, they have great vocals actually. I actually liked those songs. I'll probably listen to those songs later on today. But that's about it. That's like the only redeeming quality. That's the thing that prevents us from bringing a 3 or 2 out of 10. Because other than that, everything else, nope. 4 out of 10. If y'all want to see an isekai anime, just stick with classics. Just stick with classics. Or better yet, watch some of the isekais that are going to come out later this season. They look better than this. Oh god. But yeah, I'd say this is the first legitimately bad anime I've watched this season. So anyways, everyone, these are my thoughts on the episode. Be sure to comment down your thoughts in the comments section below. Be sure to like the video or dislike it. Be sure to comment down your thoughts on the episode, whether you liked it or you didn't like the episode. I mean, if y'all liked the episode, then that's cool. I just didn't like it for the reasons I mentioned. And, yeah. Share the video if y'all want to. Subscribe. And have a great and safe day, everyone. And I'll see you guys later if you come back for more. Alright, bye-bye, everyone.